Welcome to Secret Strangle Club interviews with Lucy Wynn, and today I will be interviewing Jack Gover, who has an upcoming match on Polaris this weekend. So we're talking about Polaris, a bit about his jiu-jitsu history, and all the preparation he's done coming up to the show. Enjoy. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What have you been up to today?
So I'm just at a friend's house doing a bit of training and stuff, and then we've got some open mats this evening. So
Nice. How's the prep going for Polaris?
yeah, it's going well. Yeah, it's
Good.
going well.
So if you start off, you tell me a bit about like your jiu-jitsu history, like when you started, how did you get into it and stuff like that.
So I started quite late. Really. I started in November 2016, so I would have been just before my 26th birthday, so I would have been 25. And it was a friend actually, a friend who wanted to get into it but didn't want to do it on his own. So I agreed to go do it with him, and then he gave up, and I'm still here.
Nice. So how many years have you been training then?
It'll be 7 in November, so 6.5.
Nice. When did you get your brown belt?
Last August.
Nice. So when did you start competing then?
I pretty much started competing almost straight away. I think my first competition was like 6 weeks after beginning training, or 8 weeks or something. So
Nice.
yeah.
What would you say like your favorite sort of performance has been?
Um, Probably when I got my brown belt, I think I won like my first 8 fights or something at brown belt, 6 or 8 fights.
Nice. Nice.
So that was probably the highlight, because it was well, I wouldn't say it was unexpected, but it was nice to win straight away.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So let's talk about Polaris then. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, good. I've been working a lot. This prep for this show's been different to other ones in the fact that I've worked very specifically on some stuff, and my teammates around me and a few guys that I have, a few sparring partners that I have, we've tailored the training specifically for this event, where normally I compete so regularly that I tend to have like a rinse and repeat kind of style of preparing, where with Polaris it's allowed me to sort of focus more on preparing
Yeah.
for this.
Have you been
Lots
like,
of notes, as you can imagine.
yeah, sorry. Do you study your opponents at all?
Not really. It's once you get to this kind of level, someone said to me once, and it stuck with me, that like everybody's somebody once you get to this kind of level. So it's
Or
everyone. Now the guys that I fight, I'm aware of what they kind of like, and I'm aware of where their strengths and weaknesses are to a certain extent.
yeah,
Um, but I don't get too bogged down with the opponent.
it's semantics of things.
Good jiu-jitsu is good jiu-jitsu, right?
100%. So obviously it's a huge opportunity. How did it come about?
So it came about through my coach, and I think just regularly competing. I've had a few people have asked me in the last year or so, where I've been on a few shows and stuff. They've asked advice on how to get on them, and that kind of thing, as you can imagine. Especially the blues and purple belts in the academies,
Mm,
and I've kind of got like a heads down, just pound the stone kind of work mentality. I think if you just get out and compete regularly and go to as many tournaments as you can and stuff, these sorts of things come along on their own.
yeah, the opportunity just arrived.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So how's your preparation been for this, and what have you been doing to prepare for your Polaris fight? Obviously, you said you've got a lot more sort of focus in on this now.
Yeah, I've kind of worked on little bits of my game that um I think needed sharpening up on and off the mats. Off the mats, it's kind of looking at my sports recovery and nutrition and stuff a little bit more seriously. Um, and then on the mats, like I say, it's very specific, obviously no gi, and just like lots of nice hard rounds, and trying to find guys, trying to travel around and find guys that are at that level, and as many like high level black belt rounds as I can get my hands on, basically.
Mm. So obviously
Mm.
Nathan's an MMA guy, your opponent. How
Mm.
do you think your sort of style will go against his? to that extent?
I think it would be good because I like it. I like a nice aggressive fight, and I know he does as well. So it's nice when you fight someone who's as game as you are to put on a bit of a show. So I think it will be good.
Nice. Do you have any other backgrounds with the martial arts at all, or just jiu-jitsu?
No, no,
No.
just jiu-jitsu.
Nice. So, how do you want to finish the match? How do you think it's going to go?
Um, to be honest, as long as I win, I don't care. Yeah, but
Um,
no, I hope it's a good show. I hope it's one of those fights that it's entertaining to watch from the moment it starts to the moment it ends.
yeah.
And as for how I finish it, it's just be nice to finish it. However it ends, I'll be happy.
Have you got sort of game plan in mind at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good.
I've got a few. I've got A, B, and C, and then sort of a few ideas of how the fight could go depending on his strengths and my strengths, and I've got some ideas. Yeah.
Nice. Are there another matchups you're looking forward to on the card?
Um. Yeah. It was a shame to see the Ryan Hall and Ash fight was pulled, wasn't it? That was a shame.
Mm,
But I think it's a pretty stacked out. I'm looking forward to seeing all of them, to be honest.
yeah,
Um.
same. Polaris is always a good show, isn't it?
Yeah. It would. Not. I might not see many on the night, but it'll be nice to see them. It'll be nice to watch them back.
Yeah. Have you got any other tournaments coming up or any other sub-onlys? Or
Yes, yeah, I have one at the end of June, which is another sub only rule set, no gi, and then after that, it will just be jumping back into the tournament scene. Running up to the end of the year.
yeah. What's your sort of fighting style, would you say? Like you said, you're
Hi,
a bit of a scrappy kind of fight. What kind of fighting style?
yeah, I like a fight. I like a jiu-jitsu match that feels like a fight within the jiu-jitsu set, if you know what I mean. As
Yeah,
opposed as a there's a time and a place for a role, and there's a time and a place
different.
that kind of stuff. And Polaris isn't it? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
to really throw down. So
Yeah, put
yeah,
over.
I like a scrap.
Yeah, good. So, lastly, if you could call anyone out, who would you like to have a match with?
Oh,
Anyone, absolutely anyone.
mm, that's a tough question.
Take
Uh,
your time.
yeah, there is a guy I want to fight because this guy I fought twice in competition, and he's beat me on points both times.
So you want to
And
get the sub.
yeah, it kind of hurts me that he's very good, but it kind of just hurts me that he's beat me twice. Matt Inman,
Yes,
Matt,
I've seen him. Yeah,
very good, another great MMA guy.
a black belt,
Uh,
isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I've had two really enjoyable fights against him. So I'd really like to fight him nogi on something like
Mm.
Polaris
Nice
for
and a
sure.
big show.
Mm, yeah,
Cool. All right, it's been great speaking to you, Matt. Jack, even.
that's all right.
Have a good one.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.